Are you worried about making enough milk for your baby? Or maybe you're going back to work and you're wanting to build a freezer stash. Maybe nothing seems to be working, or it works for a few days and then you start to backslide. If so, this video is for you. So hey there, if you're new here, I'm Brooke. I'm a registered dietitian, a certified lactation counselor, mom of 3, and I've helped thousands of postpartum moms boost their energy, mood, and milk supply without sacrificing their health, their sanity, or their favorite foods. In my channel, I make postpartum nutrition and breastfeeding less complicated so you can feel better faster. I post new videos every Tuesday, so be sure to hit subscribe and tap that bell notification so you don't miss anyone. And before we dive in, hit that thumbs up button if you're ready to take action and we can see how many other moms are showing up with you. All right, first, let's talk about the number one mistake moms make when it comes to low milk supply. Low milk supply is a symptom. And if we don't treat the root cause issue, the problem is gonna stick around, or it could potentially get worse over time. So let me explain with an example. Imagine you go to the doctor with a sore throat. It's strep. You need antibiotics, and you know that because you've had it before. But instead of examining you, your doctor hands you a wrist brace and says, here you go, you're on your way. You would be like, excuse me, what? That would not fix the real issue here. Your throat would get worse over time, and this is exactly what happens with low milk supply. I see it day in, day out. We treat this symptom with a random tip or trick that we see online or what worked for our friend, but we're missing the root cause issue for what's going on with our body. Let's walk through some common examples of root cause issues. So if your milk supply dips because your flange size with your pump is the wrong size, taking a supplement is not gonna fix that. If your baby has a shallow latch or a tongue tie and they're not transferring milk well, then chugging more water is not gonna solve your issue. Drinking too much water can actually potentially lower your milk supply because it's pulling water away from your breast and out through your urine. Now, if you are coming to me and you're eating 1,200 calories a day and skipping meals, then just drinking a mother's milk tea, that's not gonna make a difference because you're under eating for your needs. Do you see what I mean here? Every mom's situation is different, and unless you know why your milk supply is dipping, you could be making the problem worse without intending to. You could be doing things that aren't actually solving the problem. You could be potentially making things worse by implementing something that's not even addressing that root cause issue. But sometimes these things that you're trying to implement also have side effects. Okay, so what actually works? Well, we need to start increasing our milk supply the right way. First and foremost, we need to fuel our body consistently. We wanna make sure that we're eating enough calories, protein, fat and fiber. We wanna make sure that we're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And if we're breastfeeding 8 to 10 times a day or more, then we likely need a few snacks too. We also want to make sure that we're meeting our macronutrient needs. So our needs are higher while breastfeeding. So making sure that we're eating enough, specifically protein, fat, and fiber. This is gonna help us heal postpartum, produce enough milk, especially when we're running on little sleep. If we're pumping, we wanna make sure that we have measured our flange size, and this can change after our milk supply is established. So we wanna make sure that we're measuring and using the correct size flange. Almost every mom I talk to is using a flange size that's too big for them. If we're pumping frequently, we wanna make sure that we're changing our pump parts often. The more often you pump, the more often you need to change these. We also don't wanna be skipping pumps or feeds. Whenever your baby's eating, we wanna be latching or pumping. And this will lessen over time as our baby starts to eat more solids. We need to troubleshoot any pain. Pain is not normal while you are pumping or breastfeeding. This could be from a poor latch, something going on anatomically with the baby. This could be something going on with you. We wanna make sure that we're addressing why that's happening. We also want to restore lost nutrients if we're deficient in things like iron, vitamin D, vitamin B12, omega-3s. Some of these can actually lower our milk supply. So we wanna make sure that we're not super deficient in any of those. Either way, we have to identify our specific root cause issue to see what's going on so that we're implementing the right strategy. So again, if our baby's not transferring milk well, we need to figure that out. Why are they not transferring milk well? Do we need to fix their latch? Do we need to assess a tongue tie? Do we need to maybe pump instead until we can get that figured out to protect our milk supply? So if your milk supply has dipped and you're feeling discouraged, I want you to hear this. You're not broken, you didn't do anything wrong. Low milk supply does not mean that you have to stop breastfeeding completely. Even a few ounces of breast milk a day still has a ton of benefits for you and your baby. But we want to make sure that we're addressing the root cause to what's going on with your specific situation so that we are treating it properly. We want to make sure that we're giving your body what it needs to feel safe and nourished and supported. We want to make sure that we're pumping frequently enough or feeding frequently enough. We want to make sure that there's no pain, and assessing pain. It can happen for a variety of different reasons. Pain can happen because of a poor latch. It can also help with using the wrong flange size. Pain can happen if we have inverted nipples. Like, there's so many different causes for pain, thrush, mastitis, any type of pain we need to be assessing and treating correctly. We need to have the right plan, not just a random supplement or somebody's strategy. Maybe your mom friend was like, oh, I just power pumped. And for her, that probably helped, especially if she was skipping pumps or feeds. But if you're already pumping 12 times a day, power pumping for you in that situation may not make a difference because that may not be your root cause issue. You take action on what you've learned. Be sure to come back to this video. Share your results with us so that we can cheer you on your breastfeeding journey. And if this was helpful, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification so that you can be notified whenever there is a new video. Come hang out with me on Instagram at Nutrition for Mamas if you want to learn more about my programs. Check out my free class below where I'll walk you through the 3-step system that I use with my postpartum clients. And remember, you deserve to feel good again.